The dust has finally settled in Morocco, but the echoes of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations will resonate for years to come. The chaos in Rabat wasn't just a catchy headline, it was a literal description of the final between the hosts, Morocco, and the title winners, Senegal. In a match that saw a controversial walk-off protest, a high-pressure panenka, and a stunning extra-time winner, the 2025 AFCON proved that African football has reached a new zenith of intensity. While the tournament featured 24 nations, our ranking of the top 10 players of the tournament is almost exclusively populated by the 4 semi-finalists. From the clinical finishing of the Golden Boot winner to the tireless engines in the midfield, the 2025 AFCON was a showcase of players who didn't just participate, they commanded. In the following sections, we will count down the 10 players who defined this AFCON tournament. 10. Yassine Bounou. For the host nation, the path to their first final in 22 years was paved by the steady hands of the Wall of Rabat. Yassine Bounou did not just participate in this tournament, he presided over it. Winning the Golden Glove as the best goalkeeper of the tournament, Bounou kept a staggering 5 clean sheets in 7 matches, matching a continental record for a single edition. His defining moment came in the semi-final against Nigeria, a match that ended 0-0 after 120 minutes. Bounou transformed into a national hero during the penalty shootout by denying both Samuel Chukwueze and Bruno Onyemachi from the spot. He further made a total of 6 saves against Senegal in the final. Throughout the competition, Bounou conceded only 2 goals, a statistic that underlines the organized, disciplined nature of the Moroccan backline he commanded. Even in the heartbreak of the final's extra-time defeat, his status as the continent's premier shot-stopper remained untouched. 9. Calvin Bassey. If Bounou was the tournament's most reliable guardian, Calvin Bassey was its most immovable object. The Fulham defender emerged as the rock of a Nigerian defense that for much of the tournament looked impenetrable. Bassey's ranking at number 9 reflects a level of physical and tactical maturity. Bassey's performance in the semi-final against Morocco was a masterclass in modern defending. Tasked with neutralizing a Moroccan attack backed by a thunderous home crowd, he recorded a match-high rating of 8.1, winning the majority of his duels and making a goal-saving block on Achraf Hakimi in the 78th minute. His ability to switch seamlessly between a traditional center-back role and a wide-covering defender gave Nigeria a strategic edge, allowing the Super Eagles to absorb immense pressure. While a second yellow card in the semi-final cruelly sidelined him for the third-place playoff, his impact was already etched into the tournament's history. Bassey left Morocco having solidified his reputation as a defensive rock, proving that he is now one of the first names on the Super Eagles team sheet. 8. Alex Iwobi. Quietly and with surgical precision, Alex Iwobi became the heartbeat of the Super Eagles. Often criticized in the past, Iwobi silenced his detractors by operating as Nigeria's unseen hand. In a tournament where Nigeria scored a record-breaking 14 goals, Iwobi was the architect behind the scenes. The statistics back his dominance. He recorded a staggering 46 line-breaking passes, the highest in the tournament, with 36 of those coming in the knockout rounds alone. His ability to turn a defensive recovery into an immediate counterattack allowed the likes of Lookman and Osimhen to thrive. In the quarterfinal dismantling of Algeria, Iwobi controlled the tempo so completely while equaling the record for the most AFCON appearances by a Nigerian midfielder. He left Morocco as the indispensable linchpin of Nigeria's bronze medal run. 7. Hamid. The outlier on our list, Hamid Diallo, was the only player to crack the top 10 without reaching the semi-finals. However, his individual brilliance was impossible to ignore. Spearheading the Ivory Coast's title defense, the Manchester United youngster was a whirlwind of energy and technical flair. Hamid provided the tournament with one of its early highlights, a match-winning goal against Mozambique, and finished his campaign with 3 goals and an assist in just 5 games. His statistics revealed a remarkably complete attacker, winning 58% of his duels and averaging 3.4 ball recoveries per match. Despite the Elephants' quarterfinal exit, Hamid announced himself as the next great superstar of Ivorian football, a breakthrough talent who looked dangerous every time he touched the ball. 6. Pape Gueye. If Sadio Mane was the soul of the Senegalese team, Pape Gueye was its engine room, and ultimately, its savior. Gueye's performance in the final will be studied for years. Not only did he provide the tireless box-to-box energy required to withstand Morocco's high press, but he also delivered the tournament's most iconic moment, the 94th-minute extra-time stunner. Collecting a pass from Idrissa Gana Gueye, he surged past two defenders and unleashed a left-footed strike that silenced nearly 70,000 fans in Rabat. It was his third goal of the competition, and it earned him the Man of the Match award in the final. Beyond the goal, Gueye led the tournament in successful passes in the opposition half, 243, proving that he was the vital link that transformed Senegal from a sturdy defensive unit into continental champions. 5. Sadio Mane. While others may have surpassed him in pure goal-scoring numbers, no player exerted more gravitational pull on the tournament than Sadio Mane. Crowned the official player of the tournament, the 33-year-old was the spiritual and tactical heartbeat of the Teranga Lions. Mane finished the campaign with 2 goals and 3 assists, but his impact transcended the stat sheet. His semi-final winner against Egypt was a moment of pure, veteran clinicality, but it was his leadership during the chaos in Rabat that cemented his legacy. Amidst the final's walk-off controversy and escalating tensions, Mane was the calming force that kept Senegal focused on the ultimate prize. By lifting his second AFCON trophy, he joined a select group of legends to win the tournament twice, proving that even in the twilight of his career, he remains the gold standard for leadership on the continent. 4. Mohamed Salah. For years, critics argued that Salah struggled to replicate his Liverpool form in the cagey physical environment of AFCON. In Morocco, he silenced that narrative with his most prolific tournament to date, netting 4 goals and providing the creative spark for an Egypt side that often relied on his individual brilliance to break deadlocks. Salah's tournament was defined by historical milestones. His strike against South Africa moved him into the exclusive club of players with 10-plus career AFCON goals. While Egypt's journey ended in semi-final heartbreak against their rivals, Senegal, Salah's lightness of play was evident. He operated not just as a finisher, but as a playmaker who created 12 clear-cut chances, the third highest in the competition. He left the tournament as joint second top scorer, reinforcing his status as a perennial contender for the throne. 3. Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen remains the most terrifying physical presence in African football. Ranking 3rd on our list, the one-time African Footballer of the Year was the engine that drove Nigeria to the podium. With 4 goals and 2 assists, Osimhen was directly involved in nearly half of Nigeria's total output. However, focusing solely on his goals does him a disservice. Osimhen's true value lay in his gravity. His relentless pressing and runs behind the defense forced opponents to commit multiple markers to him, effectively opening the door for Ademola Lookman to exploit the gaps. Recording more shots, 20, and big chances created, 5, than almost any other striker, Osimhen's selflessness was as vital as his finishing. His 7.52 average rating reflects a complete center-forward performance that proved, once again, why he is the continent's most feared number 9. Number 2. Ademola Lookman. While the official player of the tournament went to the champion Sadio Mane, the data tells a different story. Ademola Lookman was by almost every measurable metric the most productive and dangerous individual in Morocco. With 3 goals and a tournament-high 4 assists, Lookman was the only player to reach 7 goal involvements. Lookman's performance was a masterclass in modern wing play. He topped the charts with 15 key passes and created 5 big chances, operating with a technical composure that saw him earn a tournament-high 7.82 SofaScore rating. Whether he was driving at defenders or threading the final ball to Osimhen, Lookman was the catalyst for a Nigerian offense that outscored every other team in the competition. His cool-headedness was never more apparent than in the bronze medal match, where he calmly converted the decisive penalty against Egypt, ensuring the Super Eagles didn't leave empty-handed. In 2025, Lookman evolved from a talent into a continental titan. Number 1. Brahim Diaz. No player defined the narrative of AFCON 2025 more than Brahim Diaz. Arriving as a supporting act, he quickly became the tournament's main character, delivering a historic campaign that will be remembered for its soaring highs and tragic end. Diaz claimed the Golden Boot with 5 goals, becoming the first player in nearly 60 years to score in 5 consecutive AFCON matches. From the opening night against Comoros to the quarterfinal strike against Cameroon, Diaz was the release valve for a host nation under immense pressure. He didn't just score, he set the tone with his relentless pressing and technical flair. However, his tournament reached a Shakespearean conclusion in the final. In the 98th minute, with the score tied and the home crowd sensing destiny, Diaz stepped up to take a penalty. His daring Panenka attempt was smothered by Edouard Mendy, a moment that turned the tide and eventually led to Senegal's extra-time victory. Despite the heartbreak in his tearful apology to the fans in Rabat, Diaz remains an undisputed standout player of the tournament. He was the host's heartbeat, a record breaker, and the catalyst for the most thrilling run in Moroccan football history. These 10 players did more than just compete for a cup. They showcased a brand of football that was as sophisticated as it was passionate. As the focus shifts toward the next edition, the bar has been set at an all-time high. African football has never looked more clinical, more dramatic, or more alive.